Grand Rising on this beautiful Tuesday, ripping and running. But I wanted to get on. I had a couple of questions that somebody was asking me. They asked me if I pray to God about everything. I go to God about everything. Not only do I seek God, I talk to my ancestors, my angels, archangels, the orishas, my spirit guides, spirit elements. I speak to them all, depending on what the situation is and what I am discussing. But overall, I trust and I believe in God, and I seek Him in all of my doings. In all of my doings. The question was that when I was younger, dealing with the older person, where was my mom? My mom raised us. It's 4 girls. My mom raised 4 girls. So she was around. She didn't know about the relationship. Who parent overall is going to know what their teenager, regardless if it's 14, 17, 18, or whatever, is doing. My mom, she wasn't a strict mom, but she was very protective of us. She didn't just let us just be out ripping and running anywhere. But again, when you're young, you're going to find ways to, tell a lie to get away from the house or whatever the case may be. I was very active in school. I played basketball. I was a high stepper, cheerleader, did track. So even when I'm busy and having, different games or whatever, I don't have to always come straight home, because this is where my mom thinking I am. Most teenagers gonna lie, of course. Even it was times that I say, okay, let me spend a night at my friend's house. Okay, that's where it was. And no, my dad wasn't in the home. My mom was a single mom raising 4 girls. My dad was not per se active. He had his own demons that he was fighting himself. But that's another story. But no, he wasn't in the home. And I'm not gonna say that this is anything that we do in our growing up, in our childhood. It helps. It can be a good thing or a bad thing. It can shape it or it can destroy it. But it forms our life. So I can't sit and say just because I was 14 with a 24-year-old is the reason or is part of the decisions of me growing up dealing with men or the men that was in my life. It was just this one guy. This one guy, off and on, from 14 to 20. It was just this one guy, and not making no excuses, but it wasn't like, oh, I started with this one guy and now I'm with multiple old men or older men. Let me say, it wasn't that. It was just this one guy that I was with. But it did not cause me to, as a young person, rip and run and be with multiple people. Trust me, I have limited people that I have been with in my life, even with my husbands and stuff like that. But overall, like I said, my mom, she raised us. When she did find out about it, I was a little bit older. I want to say, I think I was maybe about 17 when she did. So now from 14 to 17. But when she did find out about it, I can't show you. I got a scar right here. I got a scar, a lifetime scar right here. Like my mama wasn't playing. She wasn't hearing that. And then again, I dealt with him from 19 to 20. At this point, I have my own place. I done graduated from high school and everything, and I'm driving his cars, and so now is out that I don't have to per se as a child lie anymore to say, oh no, we wasn't, but I did. So then from not dealing with him again, I tell you, up to now, when we did get back involved, then I mean it's a full-blown relationship at this point. So again, thank you for the questions. Thank you for the questions. Any additional questions? And we don't have to keep on talking about him. We don't have to keep talking about him. I know this has been the topic, but we don't have to keep talking about him and that relationship. Yeah, we don't. We don't. So again, I do appreciate your questions, and I am open to answering them. But give me some more questions. We got to keep talking about that man. It's done and over with. You know, it's the past, and we both don't move down. So thank you.